Childhood experiences, a box of love or a box full of wounds? Understanding and healing from within. Dear parents, today, let's explore a deeply important topic in our parenting journey: how childhood experiences and even unconscious patterns profoundly influence a child's development, and more importantly, how we as parents can truly connect with and love our children in a way that helps them grow up happy and resilient. Here are the key points we'll discover together today. First, we'll explore why the early years of life are a golden period for shaping a child's brain and personality. Then, we'll dive into the fascinating concept of the container box that holds a child's unconscious emotions, and the irreplaceable role of parents in helping build a healthy emotional container. And finally, we'll look for practical solutions and ways for parents to love their children in the right way, overcoming challenges and pressures, even when we ourselves are carrying emotional wounds from our own past. Let's begin this journey of discovery together. How do childhood experiences and the unconscious affect a child's development? The invisible foundation of your child. Have you ever wondered why childhood memories, whether happy or painful, have such powerful impact? Long ago, the brilliant psychoanalyst Freud recognized that what we experience as children doesn't simply stay in the past. It quietly follows us throughout life, shaping how we think, feel, and act, often without us even realizing it. Today, neuroscience confirms this insight. The early years are when a child's brain develops at an astonishing pace. Every experience, every interaction, every word heard becomes a foundational brick in building that child's future personality. Children learn how to see the world and respond to it primarily by observing and imitating the people closest to them: parents, grandparents, caregivers. Just think. Words we say without much thought, like, "Why are you so dumb? You mess up everything," or, "You're so lazy, hurry up," or even more harmful comparisons like, "You're just like your father, mother, useless." These words, even if said once, can imprint deeply on a child's tender mind. At this age, a child's brain is like a sponge, absorbing everything, without yet having the filters to judge what is right or wrong. They can't think, "No, that's not true about me." Instead, they internalize messages like, "I'm useless." Over time, their self-confidence and self-esteem are quietly eroded. Children unconsciously build their sense of self and their worldview based on what they absorb from the people they love and trust the most. Freud also spoke of something science has now supported: the power of the unconscious. Psychologist Benjamin Libet's experiments showed that our actions often occur before we consciously decide them. It's as if someone inside us has already chosen, and our conscious mind is just a spectator, or at most, can veto at the last second. Who is that someone? It's our brain, operating on well-worn pathways of thought and behavior, shaped early in life. That's why habits and personality traits can be so hard to change. It's like a well-trodden path we've walked so many times we can't imagine another route. Why is it so hard to stop these unconscious reactions? Imagine a rock rolling down a hill. When it first starts rolling, you can stop it easily. But once it gains momentum, without a strong enough brake, stopping it becomes nearly impossible. Halting those reactions takes great effort. A real-life example: a parent has had a stressful day at work, is crammed into a packed bus. Suddenly someone bumps into them and says, "Move over, it's too tight in here." Instantly, a reaction of anger or irritation may arise. That emotional rock has already started rolling downhill. It's hard to stop. From the moment we are born, we begin learning to deal with surging emotional energy when our desires clash with reality. A newborn cries immediately when hungry, but as they grow, they learn to wait. Gradually, they learn to tolerate and delay basic needs like hunger or toilet urges. Freud described this as the stages of development, where we gradually learn to control and suppress bodily impulses. Your child's emotional container. A place for love, or wounds. So where do those strong emotions and unmet needs go? Freud introduced the concept of the container, an unconscious internal box that stores energy from unexpressed feelings and unmet desires. In infants and young children, this emotional container isn't fully formed yet. They can't suppress or process intense feelings on their own. When they're sad, they cry. When angry, they scream or hit. It takes a lifetime to develop emotional self-regulation. How can a child develop a healthy, emotional container? The answer lies with us, the parents. We are the external container for our child. The safe place where they can pour out their overwhelming emotions when their inner container is still too small. Imagine your child falls and gets a small scratch but cries loudly and runs to hug you. In that moment, they're borrowing your emotional container to hold their fear and pain. They can't yet pick themselves up, dust off, and say, "I'm fine," like an adult might. But if, in that moment, we say things like, "It's nothing," "Stop crying," or "What a weak boy you are," or "Big kids shouldn't cry," we are effectively slamming our emotional container shut. We're sending a message: your feelings don't matter. Your pain is silly. In reality, many of us adults, perhaps unintentionally, have refused to be our child's emotional container. We ignore their needs, impose our own expectations, demand they stop crying, or forbid them to express anger. Can children still survive? Of course, they learn to suppress. But the hurt doesn't go away, it just gets frozen inside. Like a full glass of water. It will eventually overflow, often in unpredictable or uncontrollable ways. In some societies, it's common for children to be separated from parents early, placed in daycare at just a few months old. These children often grow up without deep emotional connection, without that safe parental container. This system unintentionally wounds not only the child but the parent, chilling the sacred bond. When parents are absent and the emotional container is closed off, children are forced to stuff down their feelings somewhere deep inside. These wounds may smolder like a virus or explode unexpectedly later. And so the painful cycle continues. Children who grow up with wounded emotional containers may go on to repeat the same pattern when they become parents. The journey of love. What can parents do? Reading this, many parents may feel worried, or even burdened. So what should I do? I still have to work. I still have to send my child to daycare. What if my child doesn't listen unless I punish them? I'm already exhausted from work. How can I stay calm with my child? These concerns are completely valid. Parenting is not easy, and none of what we discussed today is a magical solution to fix everything overnight. It takes time, patience, and understanding. But here's the key: there is always a way, if we truly want to change and care for our child in the right way. We can start by learning to love our children better. Love them in spite of the echoes of our own wounded childhood. Love them despite judgmental voices from outside saying things like, "Don't carry them too much, they'll get spoiled. They're old enough to be independent now. You need to spank them so they'll learn." People say life is unfair. And maybe that's true. But love always exists. And in some ways, love is one of the most unfair things of all. It's unfair when those we love hurt us. It's unfair to do good and not be recognized, yet still have to keep trying. It's unfair to keep giving, even when we ourselves feel empty. But my hope is that all of us, mothers and fathers, will always find the strength and energy to face that unfairness. That strength can come from within, from those we love, and especially from our precious children. Because no matter how difficult things are, the right kind of love we give to our children is the most precious gift we can offer, and the strongest foundation for their future happiness.